Hi, welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about Starling House by Alix E. Harrow. It's the 3rd of October, and we're kicking off our month of Halloween horror spooky reads with Starling House, one of my most anticipated books of the year. Y'all know I love a book set in Kentucky. Y'all know I love a gothic. Y'all know I love Alix E. Harrow. And so, of course, I am so excited to get our month started with Starling House here. As I said, it is a contemporary gothic. It's set in Kentucky, in southwestern Kentucky. If you're familiar with the state, with the Commonwealth, it's between Louisville and Bowling Green, there, down that I-65 corridor. And it is the story of Opal, who has found herself as the housekeeper for the mysterious Starling House that has loomed over her town of Eden, Kentucky, since the mid-19th century. And there are all sorts of stories about Starling House, about the people who live there, these reclusive starlings who all seem to come into the name in different ways, but are starlings nonetheless. And she finds herself drawn to the house and drawn into its mysteries, and drawn into the mysteries of her own origins and the origins of the house and her town, and the mysterious beasts of the underworld. It is perhaps a little softer on the scares, but heavy on the creep factor, with these rising mists up out of the river, and the strange beasts that can be seen through them. I know we've got a great fondness for a messed up animal here, a messed up deer, a messed up fox. Let me tell you, the beasts of the Underland definitely come through. We also have one of my favorite types of gothic characters in Arthur Starling, a man who is less aristocratic, arrogance, and more wet noodle who needs to be carried along through everything. I do love a gothic man who's a coward. We've seen it many times before on this channel, including in one of my personal favorites by Caitlin Starling, The Death of Jane Lawrence. And so, of course, having had such a good time with Starling House, we had to have a drink for it. Our drink today is the Underland Julep, named for the mysterious Underland, where we have these beasts rising up out of hell or heaven or some strange somewhere beyond human perception. It is a book that is set in Kentucky, and so of course we gotta start with some bourbon. And you can see I've got my julep cup here. I'm gonna start by getting some crushed ice down into that julep cup. Just nice, fresh, crushed ice. We're still getting temps in the high 80s here in Kentucky, so it's still okay to be drinking those crushed ice cocktails. Beautiful. Get that down in there. And it doesn't matter if you spill a little bit, it's just some crushed ice. So we're going to get that good Kentucky bourbon. I'm using Basil Hayden today. Nice, soft sipping whiskey. And we're going to get 2 ounces of that bourbon into our julep cup of crushed ice. Of course, if you don't have a julep cup, just use an old-fashioned glass, a little splash extra. That's going to suit you just fine. But I do like the julep cup for that nice frosty tint that you can already see forming on the rim of the glass. Next, we're going to add a bit of darkness with 1/2 ounce of molasses syrup. That rich, dark molasses flavor. It's 2 parts molasses, 1 part water. Really brings the darkness of the mists rising and these sharp charcoal and ink drawings that sort of pervade the novel. And then 1/2 ounce of dark creme de cacao. So that fruitiness of dark chocolate, that richness, that depth, it's going to complement the molasses. It's going to complement the sweetness of that bourbon whiskey and still add a great deal of depth. Then, instead of a little bit of mist, because I haven't found a mist bitters just yet, and because we do have some good smoke that rises through the world of Eden here, we're going to get 2 droppers full of those crude bitters, smoke and salt. Right there, that pooter. And that's going to add just some depth, some smokiness, some richness, some darkness. Very appropriate to Starling House here. It is a book that is set in spring and early summer, but the fall vibes are immaculate, and all the more so in this especially heated fall that we're having here. So now we've got all of our ingredients, our 2 ounces of bourbon, our ½ ounce of molasses syrup, our ½ ounce of dark creme de cacao, and our 2 droppers full of the crude smoke and salt bitters. We've got those in our julep glass. We'll give that just a little bit of a stir. Lovely. With our stainless steel straw. Top it with a bit more crushed ice. Whoop. So that it mounds nicely on top. Set that aside. And there you have it. This is the Underland Julep, inspired by Starling House by Alix E. Harrow. Starling House is available now. I've got a link to pick up the book in the description down below. I will be going to Carmichael's Books here in Louisville, Kentucky for Alix's event with Lee Mandello this Thursday, October the 5th. And while I am there, I will be picking up a signed copy of the book. What that means is that the copy I pre-ordered back in January is now something that I am going to be giving away to one of you lucky readers out there. So, for the next 2 weeks, until October the 17th, hit that like button, comment down below if you want to win a copy. I will send this book anywhere in the United States. It's going to be a hardcover, a finished copy of Starling House, a really great way to share some great Kentucky Gothic here at spooky season. I've got a link to crude bitters if you're looking to pick up that smoke and salt. Got a link to various forms of social media, so many links, including Twitter and Instagram, where there's always a written version of today's recipe. Try the drink, let me know what you think. Go out there, snag Starling House. Today is the day. We really love to see it. I had such a good time with this book. I love, love, love when I get to celebrate the Commonwealth of Kentucky with all of its beauty and with all of its pain here on Barcart Bookshelf. Hit that like button. It makes me so very happy. Subscribe if you haven't already. We've got a great month of some really top quality horror coming to you here in October. You never want to miss an episode. As I said, try the drink, let me know what you think. And until next time, cheers.